These are really vast conglomerates of billions of stars, which are very much more distant from the Earth than other nebulae. And our Milky Way galaxy is just one of them. So now we've defined them as galaxies. I mentioned that this morning, that they look like they were nebulous, and we named them that. And now that we can see them better, they become galaxies. And that's where, see one right there, with the Hubble telescope, you can actually see it's a conglomeration spinning around, and they almost look like, the Creator just flew out there. I mean, it's amazing. And this galaxies contain, we thought, 200 to 300 billion stars, all like our sun already. So what I'm going to just briefly go through a bunch of these and let you see them, so that you will be able to appreciate some of the pictures the telescope is taking. There's a supernova that blew up in 1987, while many of you were alive. And it sent out some beta rays. That's a picture right from the supernova itself. And that was in 1987, one of the most spectacular events observed by astronomers in modern times. That's a bigger picture. It's about 168,000 light years from us, so it took that. What I should say, because I know some kid is asking me, well, if it blew up in 1987, how come it's 168,000 light years away? Okay, Leo, I can tell you we're going to ask that question. Okay, I lied. What I should have said is the light reached Earth in 1987. The light came to us. So if the sun goes out right now, it would take 8.33 seconds before we would know it. Oh, I'm sorry, minutes, excuse me, because of it being 93 million miles away. So about 8.33 minutes before we know the sun had just gone out. So these things are happening in the past, and I was thinking about this last night, and I concluded that thought and angels may be the only thing that can travel instantly, if you think about it. Your thought can go to heaven without waiting 10 years. And so thought, prayer, and angels travel much faster than these things. Okay, so this is the Whirlpool Galaxy. You can see it's eating up another nearby galaxy. And this will not result in a big collision, because many of these stars just come in here and merge, and they call it the Whirlpool Galaxy for obvious reasons. And that's the Hubble's 50th anniversary shot. This is called the Eagle Nebula, and of course it looks like it's having a big dust bowl out there. This is called, well, you can see what it's called. That's another big nebula full of stars that remind you of Vincent van Gogh's painting, The Starry Night. This is a planetary nebula, numbered NGC 6389, and of course that came, by the way, if you're an amateur astronomer, you get recognized for your work. And this is another bunch of gas. Delicate filaments are actually sheets of debris from a stellar explosion in a neighboring galaxy. So we can see that now. That big star blew up, and eventually it'll make another one. Did I see a question? Okay. And this one, of course, is called the Cone Nebula. And the height of that Cone Nebula, kind of scary when you look at it, is listed in miles on one side and in light years on the other. It's very big, and of course, it's a pillar of gas and dust called the Cone Nebula. Ground-based images show that it has a conical shape. This is taken from the Hubble Space Telescope. That's the Eskimo Nebula, and of course, it's in 1999, I believe, is when it was pictured there. This is called a red rectangular nebula, and it's one of the most unusual celestial bodies in the galaxy. And of course, we have the Formax Galactic Cluster, which to me looks like a galaxy. Okay, and so I think that maybe it may be good to stop here and take questions. Don't you think? What do you think? Yes. Okay. Pardon?
We'll take questions for both.
Take questions for both presentations. Okay, let me stop here and put this on a good, nice looking slide. And that's, I guess, my concluding remarks is from 2 Peter. And he says, seeing then that all these things shall be involved, what manner of persons ought we to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for the hasting unto the coming of the day of God. Because all of this is going to go away. So we should be mindful of that as we live from day to day and do the work of God while we're here. So let me pass the microphone down.